Yo, what's up guys, this is Offensive Seahawks fan back with another video. Today's my Week 14 NFL recap. I was right when I said I wouldn't watch a single snap of Thursday Night Football, but Steelers really? Bailey Zappi, I guess, was just Tom Brady on Thursday, and then Zeke Elliott was 2016 Zeke Elliott. Juju had a great game. Elliott, even in the receiving game, was lighting it up. Hunter Henry, 3 catches, 2 touchdowns. No fumbles. Tavai with your casual 15 tackles. Half a sack for Duggar, half a sack for Barmore, 1 sack for Mack Wilson Sr., and then that's all. Peppers with an interception. Ryland with 3 points, 9 points for Behringer, and then the Steelers at Mitch Trubisky is actually just trash. This running game, what even is this? How is Mitch Trubisky the leading rusher? And just really nothing from this receiving game either, besides Deontay Johnson, I guess. Austin picked up a fumble, or recovered a fumble. Herbig, 7 tackles, a sack for Hayward, a sack for Roberts. That's all. Michael Walker with an interception. Chris Boswell with 4 points. Harvin, 6 punts. Trubisky, you know when it's 4th and 2, you don't have to throw up a Hail Mary? Because I guess that happened. You just have to pick up a first down and then worry about chucking the ball downfield when you got 4 tries to do it. God, Mitch Trubisky is actually just one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play this sport, and I don't get why he was took 2nd overall, 6 years ago now? Alright, every game besides Sunday night has ended. You know the drill. It's time for recaps. Okay, for this game, it was back and forth, especially in that 4th quarter, as you can tell by the box score. And my computer won't shut up. Okay. Baker, the yards weren't there, but the touchdowns were there. 3 total touchdowns. 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. Rachaad White continues to be pretty consistent these last few games. It's interesting. Mike, how do you go from almost 200 yards last week to that? I don't understand. Chris Godwin was the leading guy, and then Otton and White got touchdowns. Hainsey and White fumbled. White recovered 2 fumbles. 9 tackles for McCollum. A sack for Winfield. A sack for Kancey. And a sack for Gaines. A pick for Davis. That's like 3 straight weeks or something. McLaughlin with 9.6 punts for Camarda. And then we have Ritter. He played respectable, I'll say that. And there's his rushing touchdown right there, if you can see it. He played very respectable. Defense just collapsed, I guess. Rushing wasn't really, effectful, I guess. Ritter did have that nice rushing touchdown right there. Bijan, outside of a touchdown, didn't do anything because his stupid head coach doesn't know how to use his talents properly. Drake London and Kyle Pitts had great days. I guess Robinson did something in the receiving, but Drake London, if he wasn't here to play, the Falcons wouldn't have lost by 4. They would have lost by 14 or 20 maybe. Dang, fumble central. Ritter, Pruitt, Alfred, Smith. Or just these 3 lost fumbles. Ritter and Smith picked up fumbles. 10 tackles for Ellis. 1 sack for Street, and that's it. No interceptions. Koo with 5 points. 1 for 3, though. Interesting. And Pinion with 4 punts. Actually, if Koo made these 2 kicks, you guys would have won by 2 points. If I did my math right. Alright. I did watch this game this morning. Wow. It was close for a little bit, and then the Bengals they pulled it out. Gardner Minshew, he played great today, outside of an interception. I think he played pretty good. Just that second half was brutal. Rushing game was non-existent. Pittman, elite. Only touchdown came from Mo Alley Cox. McKenzie lost a fumble. Zaire Franklin just 14 tackles. No sacks. Ronnie Harrison, a pick six like 10 seconds after they scored a touchdown. Matt Gay, he didn't make anything. He did not have a good day. And then Sanchez, 4 punts. Jake Browning, he played like amazing, but he did have a thumb injury, so McCarron came in. He almost threw a touchdown, but yeah, he didn't. Joe Mixon had himself a day. This Chase Brown guy, I have no idea who you are, but he took a 54-yard screen to the house. Hudson with a touchdown. Just not really much from the receiving, besides Higgins and Brown. Ivy recovered a fumble. Pratt and Wilson, 10 tackles each, half a sack for Pratt, 2 for Hendrickson. He was disruptive as all could be. He got a sack on like the first play of the game. Half a sack for Sample, that's all the sacks. BJ Hill with a nice interception. McPherson, 10 points, perfect 6 out of 6. Robbins, only 4 punts, too. Bengals are coming back. Oh, man. Trevor Lawrence, man. Despite his trash performance, they only lost by 4. That's respectable. That is respectable. Rushing, nothing really outside of a touchdown. Engram, tight ends had like a good day. Parker Washington, another touchdown. Whoever this freaking guy is, just coming out of the woodworks and past 2 games just having touchdowns. But he did lose a fumble. Ledbetter and Lloyd picked up fumbles. 11 tackles for Lloyd. 1 sack for Johnson, and that's all. A pick for Darius Williams. 3 points for McManus. 7 punts for Logan Cook. Alright, Joe Flacco. Holy elite, man. This dude's like 38 years old or 39 years old, and he's dotting up defenses still. This is the equivalent of like a 30-year-old college quarterback dotting everyone up. Legit is. Rushing, Jerome Ford, he did something mainly on a 26-yard run. Kareem Hunt with the lone touchdown on the ground. Njoku, 2 touchdowns. Both the tight ends in this game were on something. Cooper had himself a day. David Bell, 1 catch and a touchdown. Flacco, Cooper lost fumbles. Walker picked up a fumble. 8 tackles for JOK. 1 sack for Delpit. 1 for Hurst. 1 for Ogbo. 1 for Smith. Jeez, everyone gets sacks. Emerson and Newsome with interceptions. 2 for Emerson. Hopkins, 7 points. Corey with 8 punts. Oh, boy. Oh, I guess if I just click box score, it goes right to this. Wow. I don't even know where to start with Houston. Stroud looked terrible. And he also got a concussion, so Davis Mills came in and did nothing, as usual, for him. Rushing, Singletary was the only functioning part of this offense. This was bad. I don't even know where to start. King and Stroud fumbling. Amos Davis picking up fumbles. 10 tackles for Harris. 2 sacks for Grenard. 1 for Collins, 1 for Rankings, 4 sacks, and they did nothing, man. Amendola, nothing. Johnston, 8 punts. Zach Wilson, He took being benched for Tim Boyle very seriously. He lit it up. God, these burps, man. Gibson with a rushing touchdown. Garrett Wilson went nuclear. Breece Hall went nuclear in the air. Randall Cobb making touchdowns. I didn't even know he was still in the league. I think he also got the first touchdown of the game. Zach Wilson lost a fumble. That's the only thing that he did bad, was lose a fumble. Quincy Williams, 5 tackles. A sack for Williams. Thomas. Huff. Team. Donald. No picks. Zerline, perfect 6 of 6, 12 points. Morstead, 5 punts. The Jets were on something, man. Okay. I predicted this game like almost exactly right. If I remember correctly, I said this would be a back and forth game and the Rams would barely lose. The Ravens would pull it out at the end. Yeah, that happened, but I didn't expect a punt return touchdown in overtime to be the winning play. Stafford was incredible, 3 touchdowns. Kyren Williams continues to be just like a top 10 running back this year, maybe top like 8. Cooper Kupp looks like he's back for the week, I guess. Davis Allen, Demarcus Robinson got touchdowns, 2 fumbles, and 2 recoveries for Trammell. 10 tackles for Ernest Jones. Here's the punt return. 1 sack for Jones, 1 for Young. Like, this dude tripped like 2-3 times and did like a half backflip to win. And then nothing else for sacks. Ahkello Witherspoon with an interception. 11 points for Havrisk. Havrisk. I don't know. Evans with 6 punts. And then Lamar Jackson outside of an interception. I'd say he did pretty good. And also led the rushing. Odell, Likely, Flowers. All huge games with touchdowns. Odell got revenge on the Rams. Linderbaum fumbled. Snap, I'm guessing, because I think that's for center, right? 10 tackles for Roquan Smith. I gotta hurry up. It's almost Sunday Night Football. 1 sack for Matabuke. 1 for Travis Jones. Tucker, perfect 5 of 5 for 11 points. Stout with 4 punts. All right. Wow. Detroit, you still there? Hello. What happened? Goff played horrible. Rushing was literally almost the exact same. Just Gibbs got a touchdown and an extra carry. Josh Reynolds was okay, I guess. Glasgow lost a fumble. Gibbs fumbled. Campbell with 10 tackles. A sack for Comiskey. A sack for Hutchinson. And Reeves-Maybin. Patterson, 1 point. 4 punts for Jack Fox. What the hell, Detroit? Justin Fields was on one. Like, look at these stats, man. DJ Moore came to play. He also got a rushing touchdown. Cole Kmet came to play. Johnson fumbled. Edwards recovered. 17 tackles for Jawan Brisker. 1 sack for Sweat. I think he has had a sack in like almost every game since joining the Bears like almost 2 months ago. 1.5 for Jones. 1 for Ngakwe. Half a sack for Dexter. Interception for Edmonds and Johnson. 10 points for Santos. Only 3 punts for Gill. Here we go. What was this game? Like what was this game? At one point, both of these quarterbacks didn't have 100 passing yards, and it was like the 4th quarter. I don't even know what to say about Bryce Young anymore. Hubbard and Sanders. This is like the first time I've seen Miles Sanders be productive all year. Jesus. Thielen looks to be back in a sense. Holy fumbles. Thielen, Young, Hecker, lost fumbles. Or fumbled. Derek Brown with 10 tackles, a sack for Luvu, and that's all. An interception for Derek Brown. Okay. 6 points for Pinero, 2 punts for Hecker. Derek Carr's not good. Kamara was decent, I guess. A.T. Perry, whoever that is, leading with 1 catch for 44. Chris Olave and Jimmy Graham with touchdowns. Jimmy Graham has like 4 catches and 3 touchdowns on the year. It's weird. 10 tackles for Howden, 1 sack for Howden, 1.5 for Davis, half for Shepard, 1 for Granderson. Jeez, man. 4 points for Gruppy, Headley with 5 punts. So the Panthers pretty much just got thrown and smacked around all day. I'm not talking about this game. This was a baseball game. There's nothing that needs to even be said about this game. Besides that, Spillane and Crosby 10 tackles and Pace with 13 tackles and the game-winning interception. The only score, and it came in the 4th quarter with like 3 minutes left. Are you joking? I'm not discussing this. Ugh. I will say, I did make a TikTok about Drew Lock. And I will say this. I hate the guy. I think he sucks. But he played respectable. He earned respect from me. Rushing was not even that good. Lockett, very good today. Metcalf, there's a fight right here that got him thrown out. We'll get to that, though. Reek Woolen recovered a fumble. Julian Love, Quandre Diggs, and Jamal Adams all suck also. So, Draymond Jones, Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed all got sacks. Julian Love got an interception. Woohoo! He still can't cover someone, though. Like, God, man. Myers, 4 points. Only 6 punts for Dixon. That's interesting. Brock Purdy was on something. McCaffrey from the first play for 72 yards. I already knew we were losing after that, even after having a 10-point lead at one point, or 10-7 lead at one point. Let's see. We couldn't tackle just anything today. Ayuk, he lost a fumble. Fred Warner, 8 tackles, 1.5 sacks for Bosa, 1 for Farrell, half of 1 for Kinlaw, 1 for Gregory. I think all of this came in like the 4th quarter. Our O-line held onto its own for a little bit, or for most of this game, but yeah. Let's see, Brown and Warner with interceptions, and then I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. 4 points for Moody, only 5 punts for Wisnowski, but I do want to say about that fight. Okay, I'm not defending Metcalf. You gotta control yourself. Even when your head gets thrown into the ground by Fred Warner, though, I thought he should have been ejected for that. But, they didn't show that because why not? But you can't just be like grabbing someone's face mask and pulling it into you. Like, come on, DK. Like, you actually need help. Like, serious help. I don't know where you're gonna get help, but you need serious help. Honestly, get rid of him soon because he's just... I don't even know. We'll get to this Bills game after this. This game won't take long. Let's see. Yeah, Russell Wilson didn't start off the greatest, but it looked like he ended pretty good. Javonte Williams got his first touchdown since last year, I think. Cortland Sutton and Wilson and Sutton made another highlight reel touchdown play. Troutman also got a touchdown. Recovery on a fumble for Jewell. Singleton with 14 tackles. Then McMillan, Simmons, Locke, Jewell, Singleton, Zach Allen all got sacks. Oh my goodness. A pick for Cooper. 6 points for Lutz. 7 points for Dixon. Justin Herbert got injured. His finger. And then Easton Stick, whoever that is, came into the game and didn't really do anything. Austin Eckler is still garbage. This year at least. But cool, he got a touchdown. And oh, cool, Quentin Johnston actually did something, I guess. He is still garbage, people, okay? 157-yard catch isn't gonna change my opinion on him being hot garbage. Stick fumbled twice and lost one of them. Eckler picked one up. Murray and James with 10-plus tackles. Murray with a sack. Kendricks with a sack. Michael Davis with an interception. Dicker with 1 point. J.K. Scott with 5 punts. Okay. I only watched like the last, I think, 5 minutes of this game. I joined right as that whole Latavius Murray fumble nonsense was going on. James Cook through the air and on the ground. He was pretty good today. I will say that. Josh Allen's doing pretty good still. Still can't not throw an interception in the game, though. Let's see. Yeah, Murray fumbled. Taron Johnson recovered a fumble. He also led the team with 9 tackles. Oh, here's this Kadarius Toney touchdown that he lined up like, 2 yards offsides for or something? And then the crowd was like, refs, you suck. Like, how is it the refs' fault for doing their job and calling an offsides on an absolute idiot of a wide receiver, an absolute joke of a wide receiver, an absolute waste of roster spots of a wide receiver? We'll get to that, though. Ed Oliver, half a sack. Another half a sack for Rousseau. Rousseau. And that's all. 1 interception for A.J. Epineza, who is a D lineman, Mahomes. 8 points for Bass. 4 punts for Martin. Mahomes is still struggling. I don't care if the stat line looks good. He's still struggling. This running game was nothing without Pacheco, besides a Jerick McKinnon touchdown. Kelsey and Rashee Rice, only functioning parts really about this offense. It's nice that Rashee did this, though, because I had to start him in fantasy. He also lost a fumble. That's great. 11 tackles for Edwards, 1 sack for McDuffie, 1 for Charles, 1 for Karlaftis, an interception for Connor, 5 points for Butker, 4 punts for Townsend. Dude, Mahomes was so heated after this game. Like, oh my god, it was so funny. Too, like, who was he yelling at on the sideline? Because if it's not Kadarius Toney, who are you yelling at? I want to know. I wish players were mic'd up, like how it is in the USFL. That would be awesome. Also, Chris Jones was yelling at someone on the sideline when they were getting beat to shreds earlier on in the game. Right, Sunday night just ended, and wow, Eagles. You know, what I said last week, I was right. As of now, I was completely right on what I said about the Eagles. Jalen Hurts did absolutely nothing today. Rushing game was absolutely useless. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, though the stats look good, they were getting bodied all day by Stephon Gilmore. Hurts, Brown, Smith, all lost fumbles. Carter picked one up and took it to the house. Cunningham with 9 tackles. Let's see, 2 sacks for Reddick, 1 for Cox. No picks. Elliott with 7 points. 1 punt for Mann, and then He also had a fake punt that went for 28 yards. And for Dak, I think he's like one of the only quarterbacks right now that I think has a chance to win the MVP. I still think it's going to be either Tyreek Hill or Christian McCaffrey, but I wouldn't be mad if Dak Prescott won. He is having a great year. Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle both had pretty good games. Dowdle did get hurt, but came right back in. Jake Ferguson, he was on something. CeeDee Lamb getting me some good help in fantasy. Michael Gallup, of all people, also scored a touchdown. Prescott lost a fumble, and Hooker, Wilson, and Clark all picked up fumbles. Gilmore was the MVP of this defense. 9 tackles. Just clamping everyone in sight. 1 sack for Parsons, and that's all. No picks. Aubrey, perfect 7 of 7 for 15 points. This guy has not missed, I don't think he's missed 1 kick since he's been in the NFL. That's awesome. And another 1 punt for Brian Anger. Both teams with only 1 punt. Alright, both Monday games are over, and I didn't watch this one at all, but watched the Dolphins game. Jordan Love, it looks like he had a day. A.J. Dillon was semi-productive, I guess. Jaden Reed, more rushing touchdowns, I guess. Tucker Kraft with a good game, I guess. Malik Heath, the only receiving touchdown, though, which is right there. Wow, fumble machines. Nixon and Love with 3 total fumbles. Lost 2 of them. Rudy Ford, Valentine, and Nixon picked up a fumble. McDuffie and Savage 7 tackles each. No sacks, though. No interceptions. Carlson with 10 points. Only 3 punts for Whelan. And then Tommy DeVito. Sorry for disrespecting you, future MVP. I'm just kidding. He didn't have a lot of yards, but he had a pretty okay day. Saquon and DeVito, great rushing. I didn't know DeVito was that good at running. Just that high grit and high motor, I guess. Wan'Dale Robinson had a career game. Hodgins with the only receiving touchdown. McCain and Barkley fumbled and lost fumbles. McKinney and Whitley picked up fumbles. Casual 12 tackles for Deontay Banks, a corner. Half a sack for Thibodeau and McFadden and Ojulari and Lawrence. No one got full sacks, just half sacks, I guess. Pennock with an interception. 6 points for Randy Bullock, including the game-winning field goal, if I'm not mistaken. And then Gillen with only 4 punts. Okay. Oh, here it is. Really, Miami? Really? Will Levis is the future of the Titans. I don't care. He has so much promise to him. He looks so good at a lot of times. Derrick Henry, despite having 2 touchdowns, he had a terrible game. This is not Derrick Henry D-Hop, though, looks like prime D-Hop. Tajay Spears also had a pretty productive receiving day. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Levis, Garber, Spears, fumble. These 2 lost fumbles. McLendon picked up a fumble. 10 tackles for Azeez Al-Shahir, I think that's his name. Just 3 sacks for Harold Landry, 1 for Arden Key, 1 for Johnson. That's crazy, man. 8 points for Nick Folk. Zenter, I think a practice squad punter. They had to have 5 punts. Tua did not do that good. I get, it looks like this on the stats, he had a pretty okay game, but he didn't. He was missing some guys. Raheem Mostert, he had a good day. Really came alive at the end, but couldn't help the team win, unfortunately. Well, he helped them win until their defense started crumbling. Jalen Waddle, probably one of the first times he's led the Dolphins in receiving in a game. Tyreek Hill got injured, came back and threw on this. Pretty good. Tua with 2 fumbles, lost 1, and then 3 people recovered fumbles. 8 tackles for Elliott and Long. 1 sack for Wilkins, and that's all. A pick 6 for Zach Zeiler. I think he's a new Dolphins addition, so welcome to Miami, I guess. 9 points for Jason Sanders, and 5 punts for Jake Bailey. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you'll never miss an upload. I will see you in the next video. Go Hawks!